I just turned 42 years old last week. Yay! And to celebrate, my husband and I traveled to this really nice little island resort off the coast of Singapore. And let me tell you, that weekend was everything. Like great foods, we lounged by the pool, we went to the spa, we went for massages. We had a really, really good time together, loads of laughs, and probably most importantly, the best sleep ever. As I was lying down, face down on the massage bed, it got me thinking about something. How often do we put feeling good, feeling calm, feeling rested, feeling chilled in this special little box? Like rest and recharge is this luxury treat you need to book time off for. You need to pay for. You need to travel somewhere, get on a little plane or on a bus or a train and go on a holiday or on a break, on a retreat, so then you can chill. You know that classic wellness retreat picture, right? You're in Bali or Cancun, you're eating these beautiful meals someone else cooked for you. And you can read and journal for hours, and there are sound baths, and you're in complete bliss, and everything is wonderful. And don't get me wrong, I love going on holidays. That picture sounds incredible. I would love to go on a dedicated wellness retreat. But if you don't get to go on a holiday or on a retreat or on a special little weekend getaway, you eventually have to come back to real life, right? Work, emails, family drama, deadlines, traffic jams, WhatsApp groups that somehow got like 200 messages while you were away. Why do we separate recharging our batteries from the rest of our lives completely? Because you deserve to feel rested and present in the life you already have, not just on holidays, not just when you can afford to escape. So today, I want to talk about something that's been a real game changer for me and my clients, something that lets you bring the holiday to you, bring the weekend getaway to you, no passport required. And that, my friend, is mindfulness. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, great, here comes the crystals and the humming and chanting, I'm not selling you anything esoteric or mystical here. No perfect pose required, just being here in this moment on purpose. So today, I'll clear up what mindfulness really is and share how you can use it in your everyday life. Yes, really, your everyday life. Ready? Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Noemi, former queen of bad habits and corporate go-getter turned well-being coach and personal growth junkie. And in a world full of overwhelming wellness advice, we're here to cut through the noise. This is your space to master healthy habits, transform your mindset, own your well-being, and design a life you love on your terms. We're ditching the highlight reels and embracing the whole messy, imperfect journey towards becoming our absolute best selves. You're the author of your own story. So are you ready to write the next chapter? Let's go, and welcome to Unwritten Potential. Okay, so let's get real about mindfulness for a minute, because I think this is where most smart, successful people get completely turned off by the idea of mindfulness. And I'll begin with what mindfulness is not. So it's definitely not crystals or chanting, although if you're into that, that's awesome. Keep going. It's not sitting in the perfect meditation pose. It's not about emptying your mind or achieving instant zen. And it's definitely not another thing that you have to be perfect at or another thing that you need to add to your already packed schedule, right? You're already juggling enough, I'm sure. Also, mindfulness doesn't make you less driven or less creative or a bit of a pushover. It actually makes you more intentional. Here's what mindfulness actually is. And this is backed by real science. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to what's happening right now on purpose. That's it. It is about noticing your thoughts, emotions, sensations without judgment and without automatically attaching to them or letting them run the show. It helps you respond to what you are already experiencing rather than reacting to what you're experiencing. And here's something powerful. It stops you from drifting through life on autopilot. It's about living intentionally, deliberately, instead of passively going through life. And it does that by bringing us back to the only time we actually have, which is the present moment. Now, the research on this is actually pretty cool. Even short, simple mindfulness practice has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and change how our brains handle stress. It's like rewiring your brain to handle life better. Think of it like going to the gym for the brain. You wouldn't expect to bench press your body weight on day one, right? Same principles here. It's attention training, pure and simple. And it's going to take a little while to get into it if you haven't done it before. It's going to take a while to warm up, to activate those attention brain muscles. But with time and practice, you will get there and you will reap the benefits. If mindfulness is the goal, then meditation is the tool to get there. Meditation is simply structured practice in bringing yourself back to the present moment. When your mind wanders, and it absolutely will, you calmly and without judgment return your focus, usually to your breath. That's it. That's the practice. And by dedicating even a few minutes a day to this, you build a skill of being present in everyday life. Now, let's be real. I am far from a Buddhist monk over here. There are plenty of things that drive me absolutely nuts. One in particular, people who walk really, really slowly on the footpath. But this practice has genuinely helped me feel calmer, more patient. It's also about noticing emotions without judging them. Instead of reacting, yelling, losing it, pushing that slow person on the footpath, you can notice, okay, I'm stressed. This is annoying me. This is irritating me. But rather than reacting, I choose how to respond. And that, my friend, is growth. Now, I know what you're thinking. Noemi, this sounds lovely, but I don't have time to add one more thing to my day. I hear you. But here's the thing. You are not adding anything. You're just changing how you do the things you're already doing. Let me introduce you to the micro moment concept. And we're talking 30 seconds, 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. That's it. You spend longer waiting for your coffee in the morning, right? The secret sauce here is habit stacking. You attach a tiny micro moment of mindfulness to things you're already doing. So before you check your phone in the morning, while your computer boots up, walking from the car park to your office, on the train or the bus in the morning, in the shower, or my personal favorite, a few intentional deep breaths every time I'm at the back of a cab, usually in between meetings. And here's the ROI argument for your business brain, if you have a business brain like me. Spending 5 minutes daily is better than 30 minutes once a week. Consistency wins here. That tiny daily investment can give you better focus and decision making for hours. It's like compound interest for your mental energy. Before you dive in, here's what usually trips people up. Mistake number 1, expecting immediate results. Mindfulness is a practice. It's not a magic pill. You wouldn't go to the gym once and expect muscle right away, right? It's a practice. It will take time. Mistake number 2, starting too big. Everyone thinks they need 20 minutes a day. You don't. Who has 20 minutes a day? But you don't need it. That's like trying to run a marathon without jogging around the block first. So start tiny, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then you can ramp up slowly. Mistake number 3, trying to fight your thoughts. The goal is not to have no thoughts. Your brain is supposed to be thinking. The goal is to notice your thoughts without getting dragged away into them or without judging them. Which leads me to mistake number 4, perfectionism. There is no doing it wrong. Noticing that your mind wanders and bringing it back, that's the practice. That's it. That's success. So if you notice that you're thinking about, work, your breakfast, or what you have to do tomorrow, and you're able to bring your attention back, you've succeeded. You've practiced mindfulness. I prepared a guide for you with 10 ways you can bring mindfulness to your life. It includes some strategies to make it stick and some troubleshooting for common challenges. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, the guide is already in your inbox. If you're not subscribed, you should absolutely consider joining this amazing, growing community of people just like you who want to feel their absolute best without any of the wellness woo-woo. Hopefully this episode isn't too woo-woo. My newsletter is free, drops every Thursday, and I'm trying to pack it with real, valuable, practical tips. The link is in the show notes, or you can visit unwritten.coach and click on newsletter. All right, let's get into the good stuff. How do you actually bring that wellness retreat to your day-to-day life? So here are my personal favorites. 3 ways to bring some of that mindfulness goodness into your life. First, the transition breath. You can do that between meetings, before you open your laptop, after a difficult call. You just take 3 deep breaths. Intentional, you focus on your breathing. It's like hitting a reset button for your nervous system. Second, use your commute. Instead of doom scrolling, notice what you see out of the window. Feel your feet on the ground when you're walking between bus stops. Try device-free moments throughout the day, whether it's at lunch or when you're going for a walk. Try to leave your phone in your bag while you're walking. Actually taste your lunch instead of inhaling it while scrolling the news. Third, bedtime gratitude. And you can do that as your head hits the pillow. That's usually what I do because then I remember to do it. Think of 3 things from that day you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. It could be someone held the elevator for you, your coffee was great, you managed to do a workout, your cat did something cute, whatever that might be. But just practice as soon as your head hit the pillow. Practicing gratitude. Likewise, it's a muscle, and it just brings a bit of presence before sleep. And as a little bonus, let's cover emergency mindfulness. So that's when life hits the fan and you need something immediate. Try the STOP technique, STOP. So the S stands for stop. T, take a breath. O, observe what's happening in your body. Observe what's happening in your mind right now without any judgment. P, proceed with something helpful. And that could be relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take another breath, step outside, go for a short walk. It's a tiny timeout to reset. And if you want a simple way to start meditating, obviously there's loads of apps. My favorite is Happier, but you don't even need a fancy app. Usually I don't want to be using my phone when I do this. And all you have to do is sit somewhere, ideally comfortably, and focus on your breath. Like really pay attention to the action of breathing, the sensation of breathing. And if your mind wanders, or when your mind wanders, because it will, just calmly return your focus to your breath. That's it. It probably won't be easy at first, but with regular practice, you can start seeing real changes. So how does mindfulness help? Professionally, it leads to better decision-making under pressure because you're not reacting from stress, improved focus, improved productivity because you're actually present, better emotional regulation with your colleagues or clients if they annoy you, and stronger presence in meetings because you're actually there, not only physically, but also mentally. And then in your personal life, well, that's more patience with your family members because you're not bringing work into your home life. You're not bringing stress into your home. Or better sleep because you're not replaying every difficult conversation that you had during that day. Maybe less anxiety about the future or regrets about the past because you're not there. You're not in the future. You're not in the past. You're actually here. And more enjoyment of simple pleasures like your morning coffee actually tastes fantastic. A nice conversation, a pretty flower, whatever. Okay, so here is your mission for the week. Pick one micro practice, either from this episode or from the companion guide that is available in the show notes. Maybe it's 3 deep breaths before checking your phone. Maybe it's mindful listening in your next meeting. Maybe it's gratitude before bed, whatever that might be. Commit to consistency over perfection. Try to do it for 30 seconds, 1 minute, but do it every day for 7 days. Not because you have to, but because you deserve to feel good in the life you currently have, in the life you're already living in. And then notice what shifts. Maybe you have more energy. Maybe you're more patient. Maybe you just feel a little bit clearer, a little bit more, I don't know, like yourself. And remember, this isn't about becoming a different person. I think that if you met me in person, you probably wouldn't put me in the meditation bucket. You don't need to wait for your next vacation to feel rested. You don't need perfect conditions to feel peaceful. You deserve to feel good now in your life with all its beautiful, messy imperfection. So, to recap, the 3 easiest things you can start today: transition breath before activities, device free moments during daily tasks, and maybe some bedtime gratitude. Remember, progress over perfection, always. And again, if you want to dive deeper, check out the guide that I prepared. The link is in the show notes. If you're a subscriber, it's in your email. Super practical, and as always, evidence based. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love that you're here, and I absolutely can't wait to see how this goes for you. Please drop me a line at Noemi, that's Noemie, at unwritten.coach, or you can DM me on Instagram, unwritten.coach. I would love to hear from you and what has worked. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, remember, you've got this. Bye for now.